AI has completely taken over the world, in case you guys have been living under a rock for the past year and a half. AI is completely revolutionizing almost every single industry in the world, and crypto is no exception. While AI is a multi-billion-dollar industry and is growing every day, it is still incredibly undervalued. As AI models get more advanced and demand more processing power, decentralized systems become essential to the evolution of AI. So these are the 5 projects that you guys really need to keep your eye on if you're looking to make some serious gains this next cycle. The first token that we're going to talk about is probably the biggest coin in all of AI crypto, and I'm of course talking about Tau, or Bittensor. So what makes Tau so special? Well, unlike ChatGPT, which is owned by one company, anybody can contribute to the Bittensor network using their own computer or graphics card. It's a decentralized network of AIs that are training each other to be more efficient and better. And you're rewarded for it with its token, Tau. Tau is showing incredible potential, especially with its integrations with major chains like Ethereum, and also some of its collaborations it's doing with Render and Mode. Bittensor is currently sitting at around $400 a token, and the market cap is around $4 billion. This leaves quite a bit of room for this token to move. Tau is looking really bullish on the charts, and it looks like we might see a breakout here soon. I see Bittensor, especially if AI is a huge narrative this cycle, I see it going as high as $4,000. The only negative thing I'll say about Tau and the Bittensor ecosystem is it is a little complex for people to work with and develop for. These are some limitations, however, this is the biggest AI crypto in the markets right now, and I really think a 10x is in the cards. This next project is one of my favorites. We've talked about it a lot on the channel before. One that I just mentioned, Render. So, what is special about Render? Render is probably the safest and the most established in all of AI crypto. In order for you to understand how big Render is and why it's such a big deal, I have to show the companies that are involved with Render. I mean, look at this. You have the biggest tech companies in the world: Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, IBM. Then you also have some really major companies like Disney, Bungie, financial entities like Grayscale, and I brought this up last time, guys, but the World Economic Forum makes all of the decisions. The smartest people in the world that control everything, and the biggest tech companies and financial entities in the world are buying this. Render's doing something that's really needed in the industry, which is renting out processing power on the blockchain. Now, AI requires so much processing power, like more and more and more every single day. The demand for processing power just becomes exponentially more as AI grows and becomes more complex. Render is currently sitting around $2.50, and it has had a major pullback over the past year. It is actually down 51% for the year. I know. Why should I buy a token that's down 50%? I thought it was this great thing. Well, if you know anything about crypto, we buy when things are down, guys. And this is as down as it could possibly be for such a major project. I really do think that Render is going to be one of the biggest winners when AI finally takes off. And I easily think that Render could hit a $50 billion market cap. This would be roughly a 25x if you were to get in right now at $2.50. And listen, if the biggest tech companies in the world are keeping this on their radar, then so am I. This next project has been getting a lot of attention lately, and there's a good reason for that. Near Protocol. Now, Near is not just another average everyday crypto or your average everyday AI project. While most AI blockchains are fighting for attention, Near has been quietly in the background building the infrastructure that's needed for AI on blockchain. It's built for real-world usability. It allows developers to build apps in a similar way that you build Web 2 apps on Web 3. This means traditional developers from JavaScript and languages like Rust can develop on this blockchain without any real problems. It also has major financial backing from Pantera Capital, Coinbase Ventures, and many other entities. Near is quite literally building the foundation for crypto and AI to exist together. Ilya Polasukin is the co-founder of Near, and this guy is incredibly decorated. Not only did he help build some of the infrastructure that Google still uses in its search algorithms, but it also was the foundation for things like ChatGPT and their algorithms. Near can also be used on many other chains, not just Ethereum. It's working on becoming cross-chain compatible with many other blockchains. Currently, its market cap is around $3 billion, still not very high for what Near is doing in the industry. I see Near going to easily a $30 billion market cap. Its previous price was around $17, and I do see it returning back to all-time high and maybe even going as high as $20. If the AI narrative really takes off, Near is going to be one of those big winners. I do see Near going to around $20, making it around another 10x. Not insane gains, but one of the biggest and safest projects that you can be involved with in this particular sector. This next one's a little bit controversial, and it's probably one of the riskier ones on this list, but if it goes, I mean, the gains are just gonna be insane on this one. I'm talking none other than, you love it, you hate it, ICP. And no, not the guys that dress up like clowns and make terrible music. ICP is a really weird project to talk about because people either love or hate this project, but I'm gonna try and do my best to explain exactly why I'm bullish on ICP. Today, the internet is ran by a very small amount of companies that run massive data centers. These entities host all of the websites that you visit and store most of your personal data. All of this runs on a computer protocol that was invented in 1982. So, old. And it is responsible for basically everything that you do online. And I mean everything you do online. It really wasn't designed with the idea of kind of what we're using the internet for today. It was more designed to just link computers together, especially for military application. ICP is different because it's decentralized. It's allowing all of the same things to function, but in a decentralized way where not one corporation is in control of the network. The users that are participating in keeping the network going are in control. This is the biggest reason that crypto is being so adopted right now, is the idea of decentralization. What ICP is doing is actually really simple. It is replacing the broken protocol of the internet that we use today, but it's also doing a lot more than most other blockchains. The ICP blockchain is not only a scaling solution for some of the biggest cryptos like Ethereum and Bitcoin, but it also does more computations every second than all other blockchains combined. It's also the only blockchain that can access HTTPS outcalls, meaning that you can access the blockchain directly from a web browser. This means no more wallets, no more wallet vulnerabilities, and no more hacks. The network is designed to be unhackable by nature. Accomplishing all of this using no servers and completely decentralized. I can't even go over every major person that is involved in developing for this network, but it has one of the largest and most decorated teams in all of crypto. Back on July 15th, ICP launched its very own AI platform called Caffeine AI. It is the fastest and easiest way to develop a Web3 app without any knowledge or understanding of programming languages. This could be huge for bridging the gap between your average person and your developer that wants to build an application on Web3. This basically allows anybody to develop Web3 apps and deploy them immediately on the ICP blockchain. Basically, you just tell the AI in your own words what kind of app you're trying to build, and it builds it for you. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at the chart like, damn! I get it. You know, the thing is falling off a cliff. But there's a lot of things people don't really know about the price action of ICP. Not only was it involved in the whole FTX scandal, but it launched at the height of a bull market. This means that prices were already overvaluated and just completely out of control. And unfortunately, it got caught up in the entire FTX scandal, and its price was manipulated all the way up to around $300. Then, it was shorted by the same fraudulent exchange that was involved in the scandal, and its price was absolutely obliterated. A lot of major influencers still agree that there was an orchestrated plot to manipulate the price of ICP. While ICP is down quite a bit, I do see it returning back to all-time highs, and I do think we're gonna see some insane price action when ICP comes back, especially as it gets more attention from its new caffeine AI protocol. This would put ICP at around $60, making it around a 20x, and I think that is absolutely realistic. A $30 billion market cap is not out of the realm of possibility for such a large project. Crypto gaming was the biggest narrative of the last cycle. Games like Axie Infinity and even Illuvium saw massive market caps during the bull run. We have really fallen off a cliff, but a lot of these games are still deep in development and have a lot of things coming. Gaming and Web3 is still not dead. Once we see gaming come back, AI is going to be a huge part of that. So this next pick is really involved with not only AI, but the gaming narrative as well. I'm talking about NeuralAI. Neural is a generative AI engine that runs on the Bittensor network. It allows developers to not only rent their GPU power, very similar to Render, it allows them to build 3D game assets with its AI generative engine. This saves developers tons of time building assets and creating environments and things like characters. This allows creators to get rewards and contribute in a decentralized way to not only game development, but the development of AI. It's also an incubator project for other games and developers to come on and use their protocol to develop and build games. This has insane potential, and the reason I'm so bullish on it is because it has such a low market cap. The gaming industry is worth a staggering $280 billion. AI is growing fast and is soon to be one of the big tech industries. Crypto's entire market cap is sitting at around $2 trillion right now. So the three massive industries that we're involved with here at Alpha Origins are combined in this single project. 3D game design and asset creation is incredibly expensive and requires a lot of technical knowledge. Using programs like Unreal Engine and Unity can be so complicated for newcomers, and it's really difficult to perform simple tasks. With World Engine, you simply type what you want and the engine generates it using AI, and also offers things like GPU rental services similar to Render. If it goes back to all-time high, we're looking at around a 15x, but I do see it going much, much higher than that. This token has a tiny supply, so I do see it going as high as $1 billion market cap. That would put it anywhere between a 50 and 100x. One Lamborghini, please. And those are the coins that I think you're going to be able to retire the bloodline with in the next few months as we go into alt season. If you guys liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you want to learn more about crypto and all of these industries, get in the Discord. Not only do we have some of the most degenerate people you've ever met on the internet, but we've given away over $250,000 worth of giveaways to our community. Come in, learn about crypto, and earn some free coins in the process. Link is in the description, and we will see you guys for the next video.